the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Well, good Sunday evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Dirt Racing Network's live coverage of the Midwest Dirt Racing Series. Street stocks tonight from Knoxville. No cars currently on the track. Everybody's in their drivers' meeting, getting ready to go out before heat races. Got about 21 drivers checked in. Should be a pretty good show. Everybody's going to the feature tonight. Make sure you say hello out there in the chat. I don't care if you're on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, or Trovo. Say hi. We should be able to see. I think we see the Trovo chat. I'm not 100%. Hey, here we go. There's Jacob Crawford. What are you up to, buddy? Do I see your name in here anywhere? I do not see your name anywhere. I am not 100% whether Dominic Santina is going to get back in time for the Hales Corners guys tonight. I know that Zach was engaged in something family that he could not break away and do it, and that Dominic was trying to get back from Indianapolis. They were at Supercross last night, and he was trying to get back today so that he could get that coverage. Said he may join the coverage late. He gets back in time, so I cannot say for sure. Charity Atwood from New York. Awesome. Hello, John. Decided not to race Sundays anymore. Oh, well. Okay. As long as you keep coming on Wednesdays, we're having a lot of fun with that deal. We're getting ready to go to I-55 here pretty quick on that one, Jacob. So you boys better be ready for that. Got drivers out on the track while we adjust these levels there. That'll help a lot. Only car I see right now, Shane Yates, the 11 machine out there. Putting a few laps in for the last 45 seconds. Opening ceremonies have already been done. We missed those getting started just a little late. There was an update for some of my software, so no fun to do it, but at least it didn't mess anything up. It seems like everything's working just fine. A couple 3 heat races and then a feature for you tonight. 35 laps for our feature. Scott Bittinger's car sitting right there. Bittinger changed his paint again, and I really do like the new paint. That 69 machine kind of standing out now. Well, that'd be cool if we could see you in the sprint car. We're going to I-55 tomorrow night, as a matter of fact. We're scheduled to be at Fairbury, but I think too much rain, too much beer, something. I don't know what really changed the schedule, but we decided we're going I-55 tomorrow night. At least for the first show. I don't know where Tiny Dancer's taking show number 2 at, but we'll see. Let's get ready to get out here and look at our starting lineup for heat number 1. Going to be the 11 of Cole Duggar on the pole, and Kip Duggar going to start right beside him. So Duggar and Duggar on the front row. James Fletcher will start inside of row number 2 with Shane Yates in the 11 car beside him. The 17 of Dean Burt, row 3, next to Drake Hartzell in the 5. And that 69 machine of Scott Bittinger starting on the back row in this one. Watch for that 69 car to go forward and do so quickly. Quick peek at what we're doing, where we're at. 79 degrees, 49% humidity under a partly cloudy sky, 11 miles an hour with the wind, which could play a little bit of a factor in the track drying out just a little bit. Just a tick over 1/2 mile here at Knoxville. The cars are rolling out, rolling around. You see that black and purple machine of Kip Duggar, or Cole Duggar, excuse me. Kip Duggar, the 48 car on the outside. Nebraska, where in Nebraska, Mr. DeWolf? I, too, am a Husker. Transplanted to a pretty decent place. I got transplanted to Oklahoma. All right, green this time out of turn number 4, heat number 1 of 3. The Midwest Dirt Racing Street Stock Series. Things starting to warm up outside. Everybody going to be at the real tracks here on Fridays and Saturdays. Pretty regular, starting pretty quick. So, pace truck heads in out of turn number 4. Just waiting for the green flag to fly.
Green, green, green.
Green flag in the air, and that took a long time to come out. They were almost under the flag stand when it did. Cole Duggar, James Fletcher. Now here comes Kip Duggar, the run on the outside. He's going to get up to second. Shane Yates trying to follow him. He's alongside Fletcher. Hartzell stuck in the middle right there. Didn't have anywhere to go. He's going to fall in line. In behind Fletcher right there. That's 4th and 5th. Kip Duggar easily handling this one. The battle, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th on back. Everybody's in a wad right here. Into 1 and 2. Kip Duggar's holding the high line, and he's got Yates trying to peek the inside. They're going to be 3 wide out of 2. Yates will be in the middle between Duggar and Fletcher. Fletcher trying to keep the 75 stuck down on the bottom. Yates trying to find a little bit of wiggle room here. He'd like to squirt through the middle of this thing. He's going to go around Fletcher. Can he clear Duggar? Not quite yet. Just too much momentum from the 48 on the outside. Now asserts the 11, puts the throttle all the way to the floor, and out into 2nd goes Shane Yates. Kip Duggar trying to hang on to 3rd. Fletcher and Hartzell now about to be side by side. I think Hartzell will pull right alongside when they come out of turn 2 here. All 7 cars all in the same straightaway right now, and 5 of them in the same corner. They are stacked up nose to tail. Bittinger trying to find any kind of racing room out here where they're in the car right in front of him. Bittinger, 69 machine now around the top side of Fletcher. Fletcher came way up the hill. Little contact there. They got Fletcher out of shape. Bittinger will drive up the inside. Hartzell got around Kip Duggar and James Fletcher in the last set of corners, so move Hartzell to third. Duggar is fourth. Now Bittinger is fifth. Then Fletcher and Burt. And this is a mad battle right here. Nobody's catching Duggar. So the 11 of Duggar, the 11 of Yates out in front of this thing. And now, with a mistake, Fletcher goes all the way to the back of the field. We'll go back to watching fourth and fifth. Hartzell has third. That's the yellow and red car, the 35 machine. Kip Duggar's working off the bottom, trying to hold Bittinger back. Doesn't look like that's going to work out for him. Bittinger around the top side, takes over fourth, got his sights set on Hartzell. Going to be 2 to go this time. Cole Duggar got some company now. Yates has run him down. Yates the blue car, Duggar the black and purple. Shane Yates on the inside, slides it up the hill, pulls alongside, but the momentum off the outside will keep Cole Duggar in the lead at least until we get to the white flag down here. Out of 4, here comes Bittinger making a move on Hartzell for third. White flag in the air one more time around. Heat 1 has been nothing if it hasn't been exciting. Car's moving around. I told you guys he started 7th. He's worked his way into the top 3. He checked up Hartzell. Go back to 3 and 4. Looks like Kip Duggar will win it. Yates is going to be second. Bittinger is going to be third. 4th and 5th undecided right now. Hartzell has the run. He'll take 4th. Kip Duggar 5th. Dean Burnt in 6th. And James Fletcher rounding out the Heat 1 field. That was a great race for your first heat race of the evening. So, ready for heat number 2. Going to be Josh Hill on the pole in the 88 car, and on his outside in the Team Outlaw Motorsports number 74, Peter Brees. The 9 of Colby Cooper inside row number 2 with Rick Tagman on his outside in the 67. Jarrett Tannehill, the 81 car, inside of row number 3 next to Terry Dahl. That's the 53 car. And Sean Judson will bring that purple number 19 and tag the back of this heat race field. So heat 1 was awesome. They set the bar extremely high. We'll see what the boys in heat 2 can do here. 67 car of Tachman. Different paint this week than he had the first couple 3 weeks of this season. Interesting design there. Got a little faux wood paneling on the side of the 67 machine this week, looking like the old grocery getter. JJ Schilling in the house. What are you up to, buddy? All right, we should get the green flag this time out of turn number 4, heat number 2. Hill and Brees on the front row. Waiting for that green flag to be displayed. Should happen right about here.
Green flag, green flag.
All the way down the front stretch for the street stocks. Brees trying to go off the top side. Hill pulled it up in front of him. Tachman going to be right up under the back. Little wiggle here, little bump there. Here comes Colby Cooper, the 9 car up the inside. He grabs second. We'll see if Cooper can do something out of 4 off the bottom, and it looks pretty good right now. He's going to go all the way and challenge for the lead. Started 3rd. And now has position number 1 at the end of lap number 1. But here comes Hill with the crossover back in the inside. Tap there. Right rear to left rear. Hill's going to come up the hill. Cooper will cut underneath that easily as Hill washes out. Goes all the way to the fence. Lap 2. Oh, big crash on the front stretch.
All right, man. Caution is out. Caution is out.
Big time crash on the front stretch. We're going to go back 74 the 88. The 88 washed out in 3 and 4, got in the goofy stuff up there. Then some contact in the middle. Pushed him up the hill. There really wasn't room for any of that. And Josh Hill kind of rode on top of the 74 for a moment there. So looking like Cooper had the lead. Josh Hill's car had a lot of front end damage. I'm going to bet that the right front is towed pretty good on the 88 machine. It looks like he's not handling quite as well as he probably ought to. But Cooper, Tannehill, Tackman, Judson, Dahl, Brees, and Hill, the lineup order when we get ready to go back to green here. Hello, Chris. Twitch, YouTube, Facebook. The only thing I don't see is Trovo, and I'm not even sure the Trovo chat works in the multi-chat over here. I know we tried to attach it. Hopefully, if it doesn't yet, they'll get it working very soon so that we can have everybody in the chat. Eight laps remain in heat number 2. Heat 1, super exciting. If you missed it, you missed a heck of a race. Heat 2, little fireworks early. We've already had the car into the fence. We've had one roll over, landed back on his wheels, and he drove it away. So they'll double them up. We'll get ready to go back to green. Cooper and Tannehill, row 1. Tackman and Judson, row 2. Dahl and Brees. And Brees was involved in the incident. Not really much of his doing. He and Tannehill touched. And Hill was already on the outside. And it wasn't much anybody could do. That's a big, bad racing incident. But everybody's able to continue. I just don't think the 88 is in good shape right now. The green flag back in the air as Colby Cooper leads us back around 1 and 2. He's out in front. Tannehill got a good run through the center too, but he can't shake Tackman. Tackman working up to the top side now, 3 and 4. He opened the door for Judson, but Judson just not enough momentum off the bottom. Now Tannehill works to the inside of Cooper. Coming out of 2. Top line has all the momentum, and Cooper hanging on. Keeping the lead, coming around. It'll be 5 to go. Tannehill really making the bottom work. Tackman now going to try to go 3 wide. They're 3 wide into turns 1 and 2. Tackman's in the middle between Tannehill and Cooper. Cooper now going to give up 2 spot as Tannehill gets around and Tackman goes to the top side. He's going to try to take the lead. Tackman had it at the line. 67 car, Rick Tackman up on the top side. Colby Cooper tucked right into the back end of him. Looking to make it 3 wide. Didn't quite work out. Now Tannehill going to shut that off. Cooper's going to go all the way to the basement. 3 wide down the front stretch. Into 1 and 2. Cooper on the slider line. Can he get it around and get it up there? I don't think he can on Tackman. Tackman's going to drive right back by. Tannehill moved to the top side. That's where your battle's going to be. Judson is still in 4th. Brees is 5th. Then Hill is 6th. And Dahl back to 7th. Here's a battle for your lead. Cooper's going to try to lead it at 2 to go, and Tackman says no thank you. Keep the pink 67 out front. Whoa, these guys cutting and chopping on each other like Paul Bunyan working a big red oak. Another chop down. That time Tannehill tried to slow his momentum to the top. Didn't work. White flag in the air. Another great heat race for us here. Top 5 on your screen, and they're side by side for the lead coming to the checkered flag. Tackman got a little out of shape. Can Tannehill steal it off the top? It doesn't look like it. Rick Tackman's going to win it. Tannehill was second. Cooper was third. Brees was fourth on the outside of Judson. And then Hill and Dahl a distant sixth and seventh. So another great heat race. And that just leaves the third group in here to try to improve upon what we've already seen this evening. And they're going to line up like this for heat number 3 on the pole. The 43 car of Reed Reynolds on his outside. Raymond Lyle in the 56. Dean Wallach, the 126, will start inside row number 2 in that green machine you see there. And 69 of Josh Loon will start on his outside. Eric Van Winkle, the 28 car, Max Racing Chassis entry, starts inside row number 3 with Colt Collins on his outside. And Keegan Bush will put the 27 car at the back of the field, start the final heat race of the evening. Good look at that 56 car. Raymond Lyle. Final heat race of the evening. They'll bunch them up nice and tight when we get down here to turn number 3. And that 43 machine of Reed Rundle will get us going. Pace truck out of the way. Just waiting for the starter to show us the green flag. It'll happen about mid straightaway right about here.
Green, green, green.
Green flag in the air. Got them all bunched on top of each other, and Rundle got a great start. Rundle's going to have 4 or 5 car lengths when they head down the backstretch over Lyle. Loon up on the top, black with the bright blue. Teal-colored stripes on it, the 69 machine, trying to fend off Dean Wallach in the 126. Nobody paints a race car green. That's bad luck. That's been known for centuries. But Dean Wallach out here in the 126, a little contact between Loon and Lyle. And Wallach pays the price for that. Colt Collins, a 94 car, going to work his way around the top of Loon. Little bump, little touch, little out of shape. Fence time for the 94 car, and he's all the way at the back. We'll see what happens. Dean Wallach finds fence. Here we go. There's our caution. Let's go back because Keegan Bush is going to miss this first one right here, but he is not going to miss this one as he got into Wallach. Wallach got into the fence, and he gets into Eric Van Winkle right there. He ends up spinning around and bringing out our caution. Lyle had a little contact. He and Colt Collins. And Collins is able to continue. Left front on that one, pretty mashed in. So Rundle, Lyle, Loon, Collins, Van Winkle, Wallach, and Bush will line up in that order right there. Or maybe they're going to swap it, and Collins is going to get third back. He's going all the way back to third position. It counts where you were at the stripe the lap before the caution came out, and that's where he was. But he got spun in turn 2, and I thought for sure that he'd be a little further back because of that. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Don't forget tomorrow night, Dart Slingers Racing League Monday Night Thunder 360 wing sprint cars from Peevely, Missouri, I-55 Speedway. First time ever for points paying event there for the Dirt Slingers in any car. And we'll put the 360 wing sprint cars in there and see what those boys can do. And then immediately following that, Monday night 360 wingless sprint cars. Well, that's going to be about 9:30 Eastern. First one's at 8 Eastern. Green flag back in the air, and once again, Reed Rundle with a fantastic start. Loon's going to work inside Lyle. We'll see if Loon's got it out of 2. Lyle slides up to the top side, gives way, and Josh Loon in the 69 moves himself into position number 2. Then Lyle's in third. Keegan Bush all the way back up to 4th already. He's going to be battling for the 3rd spot. Eric Van Winkle works inside 3, wide contact there. He caught the berm going in, slid up, moved Bush up the hill. So Van Winkle into 4th, Bush is 5th. Wallach, the green 126 machine, trying to hold down 5th. Colt Collins is working to the outside of that. We'll get back towards the front, 5 laps to go. Reed Rundle has led every single lap in this heat race. Loon up to 2nd. Now starting to gap between himself and Raymond Lyle. Lyle trying to fend off Van Winkle, and Van Winkle closing in. A few feet here and there, half a car length each end. Keegan Bush around the top side of 1 and 2, trying to close in, see if he can challenge Van Winkle. And he got a great run out of 2. Van Winkle got sideways, lost ground to Lyle. Still Rundle out in front, 3 to go. Loon is still 2nd. 3rd place, the 56 of Raymond Lyle. Battle is for 4th right here. Keegan Bush on the top side. Eric Van Winkle's down low, and Van Winkle goes slider line in 3 and 4, pulls himself in front. But Bush is going to try to cut down. Bush gets a run down onto the berm. Now Van Winkle cleanly out and into 4th. Bush not ready to give this up just yet. Here comes Collins on the top side, the 94 car. Oh, that time Bush found the wall. Collins is going to go to the inside in 3 and 4. Bush may lose another spot here. Keegan Bush falls to 6th in the span of a lap. White flag in the air. Reed Rundle out in front. They got an 8-car invert for tonight's A main. So 3rd place in heat number 2. I don't even remember who that was. They're going to start on the pole tonight. As Reed Rundle picks up the heat 3 win, Loon, Lyle, Collins, Van Winkle, Bush, and Wallach rounded out the field. And we're going to have a little B main just for starting spots. As we get ready. For that'll be Kip Duggar and Sean Judson in row 1, Eric Van Winkle and Dean Burnt in row 2, Josh Hill and Keegan Bush in row number 3, James Fletcher and Terry Dahl in row 4, and Dean Wallach rounding out tonight's field. Top 3 from each heat race transferred automatically. .26 of Wallach not getting a roll out. And now he's going to try to catch up to the field. The top 4 must have transferred because there were 21 cars and I have 9, so the top 4 transferred to the feature. I think we only take 8. I think they only do 20 cars, so one guy is going to go home tonight, which is unfortunate. And there are times in iRacing where we wish we could just adjust things on the fly and let the whole field get in because it's just one extra car. This is probably one of those times for the admins. They would not like to see somebody have to go home just over one spot, but pace truck should dive hard left right here. Just waiting for the green flag to show, and it'll do so right about here.
Green flag, green flag.
B main underway. 15 laps, long B main for 11 cars. Out of shape. That was already James Fletcher had to grab the car, and he and Keegan Bush almost ended up wadded up in the fence. Kip Duggar has the lead. Sean Judson's going to come and challenge for that quickly here. And then Hill and Van Winkle. We saw Van Winkle. He finished just outside that top 4 in his heat race just a few moments ago, and he's right back at it again. Keegan Bush with a good run off the bottom comes right back alongside and tried to force himself by. And those two sharing just a little bit of paint. As Van Winkle gets moved way wide right there. Dean Burnt, James Fletcher, all getting around him, still rubbing, bumping. Duggar still out in front. Judson second. Tarrant Hill up to third. Bush took fourth, and now James Fletcher sneaks around into fifth. Dean Burnt was sixth. Van Winkle, that was an easy one, runs in the seventh, and the eighth and final transfer position is being contested back here between Dean Wallach and Terry Dahl. Dahl now has it coming out of 2. Lot of time left in this one. Anything can happen. Duggar's led it since we dropped the green, 11 to go. Everybody getting singled out. Track pretty fresh. I think they'll do a little bit of a warm-up here, maybe work the track in a little bit before we go to the feature. Trying to bring the guys back together, give ourselves a couple of lanes of racing. Oh, Duggar finds the outside wall out of 2. That's going to open the door for Judson. Now Duggar asserts himself back on the top side, finds momentum, gets back around the 19 car. They've allowed Tarrant Hill to close in a few car lengths. Eight to go this time, just about halfway. Duggar, Judson, Hill. Bush is fourth, and Bush has run Hill down. He's going to be challenging for third here. Then Fletcher's about 10 car lengths back of Bush in fifth. Burnt behind that. Dahl is up to the 7th spot. Van Winkle, the bubble boy, and Dean Wallach about 8 to 10 car lengths behind that. Go back, check the battle at the front. You can see how close Judson is. Just cannot get a run where he can stick the nose inside and keep it there off the corner. Into 3 and 4, about 5 to go this time. Duggar has led every lap of the B main. Judson's right there now, battle behind. Bush and Tarrant Hill going at it. Contact as Tarrant Hill right rear into the left front. That'll open the door and let James Fletcher come around Keegan Bush. And 27 car not catching a break tonight. He's going to go in and move Fletcher. 4 to go that time. Battle right now for 5th position. Watching Tarrant Hill get around. He moved into 3rd. Fletcher's 4th. Bush is 5th. Dean Burnt right there as well. Judson now trying to apply pressure again for the lead. He is tucked right behind Kip Duggar. Just not enough momentum on the exit. Cannot get in, take the entry line away. And if he can't take the entry line, he doesn't get to choose where the 48 car is going to be. And the 48 is doing a great job of finding the momentum line and just holding off that 19 car. Now the 19 is going to have a shot at the top side. He had to check up because he thought Duggar was coming across. Cuts underneath on the exit. He has preferred position right now, but he's got to hold that, find momentum out of 4. And I just think the 48's got too much advantage right through that part of the corner. And with the white flag in the air, they are side by side going into 1 and 2. Judson just not finding that exit speed he needs. And I think Kip Duggar is going to win our B main. And he will do exactly that. Judson's 2nd. Hill will be 3rd. Then Fletcher's going to hold off Bush for 4th and 5th. Burnt in 6th. Dahl in 7th. Van Winkle is 8th. And Wallach reeled him in but ran out of laps. So the 126, 9th. So the guy's going to go out. They're going to run things in just a little bit. While they do, let's pay a bill or two. When we come back, it'll be feature time. Alrighty. Feature time in about 3 minutes. Good look at the speedway from high above. "35 laps the distance tonight." Don't forget, back-to-back shows tomorrow night, 8 o'clock and 9:30 Eastern. Dirt Slingers Racing League. 360 wing sprint cars first, then non-wing second. Tuesday night, PRO Sidewinder Dirt Series Pro Late Models right back here at Knoxville. Wednesday night, General Tires Winter Nationals presented by Tim Sims, powered by iRacing. This guy's getting into the latter part of their season. Only got about 4 races left. Good evening, Shadow Killer. Yeah, just waiting for them to work the track down a little bit. They had it a little bit too moist, I think, a little bit too fresh. And we were getting one line racing during the B main, so bringing them out, hot lapping just a little bit. Trying to bring it back to the 2 lanes that we saw in heat number 1. Probably the best the track was all night long was in heat 1. Those guys really went after each other, and they did a great job keeping it clean. And street stocks today. Street stocks. Get these boys ready to line up here in just a few seconds. 35 laps our feature tonight. While they get ready to line up, let's see if we can find the point standings real quick. I'm not sure that they're, in fact, I know they're not there. They do them online. I don't get to go for anybody today. That's the thing. I don't get to choose, or I don't get to pick, because I need to stay impartial in all of this. They're going to start lining them up here on the end of pit row. We'll run through tonight's starting lineup. Going to be the 9 car of Colby Cooper on the pole with Scott Bittinger outside of him. Josh Loon and Jarrett Tannehill making up row number 2. Shane Yates and Reed Rundle in row 3. Rick Tackman and Cole Duggar row number 4. And then Raymond Lyle and Drake Hartzell in the 5th row. Row 6. That'll be Peter Brees and Colt Collins. Kip Duggar and Sean Judson in row number 7. Row 8. Josh Terrett Hill and James Fletcher. Keegan Bush and Dean Burnt in row number 9. And row 10, Terry Dahl and Eric Van Winkle. And Dean Wallach will make up the 11th row all by his lonesome. 21 drivers, 35 laps. Rolling with Josh. Okay. Well, he's got some super fast cars all around him. He's got all the heat race winners starting behind him. So he is going to have to do something magical to hang on if he intends to win what I would believe is his first with the series. All right, we're going to green out of 4 this time. Pace truck already gone, just waiting for the green flag to fall from the starter. There it is. We are underway. 35 laps for your A main tonight. Midwest Dirt Racing Series. Street stocks from Knoxville. And Colby Cooper has the advantage headed down the backstretch, but Bittinger's got a pretty good run trying to close in. Coop going to lock the 9 car down along the berm on the inside out of 4. He'll lead lap number 1. 2 wide. Behind that, 2 deep. Rundle got outside Yates. And Tannehill got on the outside of Loon. Now it's 3 wide behind Loon. Tannehill slipped up, let Rundle get to the inside, and Yates was already on the inside of Rundle. They stay 3 wide out of 4. Top 3 single file, 3 wide behind that for 4th. Rundle will have it at the line. Tannehill on the top side may have a whole lot of momentum coming out of 2, but it looks like Rundle found some grip right at the last second. Through 3 and 4, new leader Bittinger got around Cooper. We're watching a good battle here. Rundle working the inside. Loon takes 3rd. Tannehill and Rundle still side by side, and behind that, Duggar and Yates. Cole Duggar, the 11 car, up on the top side. 1 to watch. They're almost 3 wide once again. They're 2 wide, 2 deep right there. Tackman trapped behind in about 7th. Make it 8th. Trying to look for openings. Loon made a mistake there and lets Rundle and Tannehill close back in.
All right, man. Caution is out.
Caution is
out.
Kip Duggar has an issue all the way at the back. 48 car. Looked like he was riding in the rough stuff. He and Keegan Bush going to get together. He's going to get turned around. He came down out of the rough stuff off the very top of the track, and Bush was already there. So the first caution, 5 laps in. Bittinger, Cooper, Loon, Rundle, Tannehill, Duggar, Yates, Tackman, Collins, and Hartzell, the top 10 right now. They'll start doubling up on the front stretch this time, getting ready to go back to green. 30 laps remaining. Going to be Bittinger on the inside of row 1 with Cooper on the outside. Loon and Rundle in row 2. Tannehill and Kip Duggar. Or no, that's Cole Duggar. Cole Duggar on the outside of row 3. And then Yates and Tackman in the 4th row. Colt Collins and Drake Hartzell in the 5th row. So top 10, pretty stout, no matter how you slice it. Green flag back in the air as Bittinger
Green flag.
stomps on the gas pedal into 1 and 2. Cooper around the top side. Looks like he's going to have momentum coming out. He'll keep 2nd. Side by side behind that, Rundle had the outside on Loon. We'll see if he keeps the momentum on the inside. Loon can hang on to the spot. Coming out of 4, just a little bit more even. They're dead heat at the line. Rundle has the top. Here comes Cole Duggar on the inside. He made it 3 wide for just a second. Reed Rundle up, bumps the fence just a little, but he had the spot away from Loon. Move him to 3rd. Loon is 4th, and Loon's going to be 3 wide now. Tannehill on the top, Duggar on the bottom. Loon in the middle out of 4. Tannehill falls back side by side still for the 4th spot. Now Duggar around on the bottom, gets about a half a car length. That's going to be wiped away by the momentum on the top. Loon trying to keep the 69 wound up, not getting the goofy stuff way up there, the loose marbles. And he gives up the spot to Duggar. Duggar now will go top shelf behind Rundle. That's 4th. Loon is 5th. Tackman is 6th. Tannehill was 7th. And I think Keegan Bush and Terry Dahl may have a problem here. Oh, right in front of that. There's a host of cars. Peter Brees is in it. Sean Judson was in that. That was a pretty big wreck. Well, you're welcome, man. We do it 5 nights a week around here. I think starting next Sunday, and that depends on if we can get our third broadcaster back. We'll have 3 shows going at the same time. New series coming on board. They all start at 8 Eastern on Sunday night, so don't tell them we said it, but it's going to be kind of like Flow Racing, where you got 3 choices to watch live on all 4 channels. So we'll go back to the front. Bittinger's still out in front of Cooper. Then Rundle in third. Cole Duggar is fourth. Josh Loon is fifth. Then Rick Tackman, Jarrett Tannehill, Shane Yates, Drake Hartzell, and Sean Judson, the top 10. Judson had a piece of that wreck, but I don't think it was just enough to slow him down. I don't think anything really happened to the 19 car. Looks like he's okay riding around. Maybe a little pushed in on the left front, right in front of that left front tire. Probably won't affect him too much. It's actually wet dirt down there. That's actually a little bit of tack down there. It's just really hard. And it doesn't matter what car it is, really. It's really hard to set up and get down in there and stay. If you could, the guys coming up off the corners have a huge advantage right there when they get that stuff going, because there's a lot of grip right there. So, green flag back in the air.
Green flag, green flag.
Bittinger got another great start. Cooper's going to hang on to second right here. Out of turn 2, down the back stretch. And into 3 and 4. Go back to about 6th to 7th. Caution again. This time Terry Dahl. It looks like the 53 machine. He was 3 wide. Kip Duggar on the bottom. Collins was in the middle. Yep, he had a little contact. Got down, got into Duggar. He's going to roll along the fence backwards. He'll probably be able to get that car refired and going. So, cautions breeding cautions, a rash of yellow fever right here. Hopefully they'll get that worked out. Still 25 laps remaining. All right, boys rolling it in, getting ready to go back to green. Lights off on the pace truck. Me personally, if those two, I prefer NOS. But if you actually ask me about energy drink, I like Killcliff the best. All right, not green this time. They were just getting them formed up. I thought the lights were off on the pace truck. Must have just been the way the sun was hitting the back end of that Chevy Silverado. Kind of surprised I'm not seeing my man G-Body tonight in here. He's been running with this group. He's teammates with the driver of the 9 car, but Garrett Boyd not in attendance for whatever reason. So definitely green this time. There goes the pace truck. Bittinger going to bring us back to it. Cooper way outside. Kind of a misshapen field for him there. We're going back to green, and that opens the door for Duggar. Cole Duggar in the 11. Down on the bottom, going to go for the lead here out of turn 2. Not quite enough, and Bittinger drives away. Bittinger already has a win in the street stocks with this group. Whoa, big time mistake from Duggar. That's going to check everybody up as he hit the berm, slid up, and bumped Bittinger. Tackman takes advantage of everybody having to check up, goes from 7th to 3rd, and now Cooper is looking to the high side there, and caution. We're going back a little ways, folks. This is the 126. He's right next to Raymond Lyle. Down the corner, got just railroaded from behind in front of the field. Several cars making contact. That 53 car's got more damage. He's going to be driving a subcompact before we're done here tonight. Why do you ask me that question, Killer? I was just curious. Not for sure what the question is, Chris, but these are SKD overlays, and with this particular design, this is the tower that I have. I have another one that I can slide across the top. I just don't like it as much. It looks nice, but I don't care for it nearly as much. I just don't care for this one quite as much as I do my other, my tower, but plus it hides the logo right there, so. All right, field formed up. Lights are off on the pace truck. Bittinger and Duggar 1-2. And Tackman and Cooper 3-4. Rundle and Yates 5-6. Hartzell and Tannehill 7 and 8. We get ready to go back to green. Loon back to 9th next to Josh Hill in the 88 car. That's your top 10 right now. Green flag back in the air. And Bittinger did not get as good a start as he has been getting used to, as Cole Duggar was right on it right there. And Duggar may have an advantage coming out of 2 on the top side. He gives him a push down the backstretch. Bittinger got the old bump in the butt as he parked the 69 across the 11's nose. They're too wide for 3rd. Tackman on the inside of Cooper, and Tackman had the advantage at the line. Yates now around Rundle up into 5th. 3 wide with Rundle and Hartzell in the middle underneath Yates there. And Hartzell didn't have enough drive out of the corner. I don't think that battle for 4th is over just yet. Or 3rd, excuse me. There's a battle for the lead starting to heat up. Here comes Duggar on the inside. Duggar working the bottom. Now catches the berm. He's going to bring the car up. Here comes Bittinger. Crossover move down the backstretch. Duggar has the advantage on the high side going into 3 and 4. Hello, Tiny Dancer. I see you in chat. And now Bittinger tried to pinch the exit off on Duggar. Duggar just put the left front up on the berm. Great battle for the lead. Battle for 3rd still raging side by side, but I'm more interested in what's going on right here as Bittinger and Duggar go at it. Bittinger out wide into the nasty stuff up on the top, I think. I'm sorry, that was Duggar that got up there. Bittinger went to the bottom. Duggar trying to stay where there's some grip. He's going to cross over. Bittinger tried to shut the door once again. Duggar just drove it down on the berm. Cooper now getting into this mix. There's 7 cars for the lead right here. Make it 8 with Hartzell in the middle of this thing. This looks like heat number 1 right here all over again. Yates got his nose in the 3 wide right there between Tackman and Cooper and had to back out. Bittinger out in front of Duggar. Now Cooper to 3rd. Single file through the top 5. Oh, contact. Yates and Tackman got hung up. Rundle went to the bottom. He's going to have to steer the car away from the mess that was right beside him. Had car sideways to his right, and once again he's in there 3 wide on the bottom with a lot of room. Tackman able to keep Yates held off for 4th. But Rundle finding some success on the bottom now. They'll be 3 wide coming out of 2. No, Rundle shuts the door, doesn't allow that to happen, but that lets Tackman get away from Yates and Rundle, who are side by side. Tannehill now in the mix. Here we go again at the front. Crossover move from Duggar. Duggar leads that lap. Bittinger and Cooper up on top. The 69 of the 9 machine trying to run Duggar down. Duggar, great run through 1 and 2. Had 3 car lengths when he left turn 2. Now it's down to nothing. Going into 3 and 4, but he goes top shelf. And he is going to hang on. 14 laps to go. Tackman now 3 wide in the middle between Rundle and Cooper for 3rd. Cooper with a bump to Bittinger off the top side. Great racing action right here. Everybody trying to figure out where the best grip is going to be. Try to get that run, keep that momentum. They are almost out to the fence here, which is pretty standard for Knoxville. Tackman gets around the 3 wide. Cooper was on top. Yates was in the middle. Rundle was on the bottom. Now Cooper with a big run into 3. He pulls back alongside for 3rd. Battle still at the front. Duggar and Bittinger going at it. Duggar's got a big run out of 2. He's going to keep the lead. Bittinger falls to 2nd. Tackman and Cooper still side by side for 3rd. Yates up to 4th. Rundle right in there for 5th, but Tannehill's trying to work to the top side of that. Duggar now starting to relax out in front, 5 car lengths. Bittinger has Cooper in tow on the high line. That's 2nd and 3rd. Rick Tackman. That's the pink car you see right in the middle of the screen. He's in 4th, and he's been battling Cooper for several laps now, at least 7 or 8, and they've been side by side. Cooper got in, bumped the cushion, but got a great drive through the middle of the corner. Has the momentum and clears Tackman going into 3 and 4. Yates still in 5th back here. That's the 11 car, the blue machine on the top. Rundle still 6th. Tannehill and Hartzell side by side. That's 7th and 8th. So your top 8 cars can fit on the screen. Oh, Hartzell got real aggressive right there, and Tannehill cut him a break. That could have been bad. There's Josh Loon up to 9th, and Hill is 10th. Here we go, another battle. Cooper tried to go for 2nd up on the top side. And Tackman had moved Bittinger up the hill a little bit. They made contact. That cost Cooper 3 spots. Now Tackman running right through the middle, and Bittinger's trying to get the momentum back and drive down the backstretch on the outside. Tackman trying to keep it in the middle.
All right, man.
He's got 2nd. Did Hartzell finally crash out of this thing? They were in a heck of a battle back here. He and Tannehill. Oh, there you go. There it is. Now he's not going to have anywhere to go. Hill gets in it. Now I think he might be able to continue. I don't think that car is going to be too torn up. So we were inside 10 to go, and it was getting pretty exciting at the front. And I think at the line that time by that Tackman had already taken the spot from Bittinger. So they'll line up Duggar, Tackman, Bittinger, Yates, Cooper, Rundle, Tannehill, Loon, Hill, and Judson. Only retiree thus far, 56 car Raymond Lyle. Drake Hartzell now in 20th position all the way at the back. Currently, your hard charger, well, he's at the front of this thing. He's moved up 7 spots since we started. He started in 8th. He now leads. Cole Duggar Next in line would be Josh Terrett Hill, started 15th. He's running in 9th. And then Tackman started 7th, and he runs 2nd. So that 4th row has moved their way to the front row now as we get ready to restart here pretty quick. And I think it'll be single file since we're inside 10 to go. Bittinger battled hard for the to keep the lead, and he ends up falling back to 3rd as they're going to start tightening up, getting ready to fire for green right here. Green flag back in the air.
Green flag, green flag.
8 laps, 7 laps to go. Duggar out in front. Tackman working the middle. He had Bittinger alongside briefly. Here comes Yates off of 2, and Bittinger shuts the door on him. Now Yates goes right back to the top. Can he keep the momentum? He's going to pull alongside Shane Yates. Looking at a podium finish here if he can get around the 69 car. That time Duggar went right up on the berm on the top side of 1 and 2, and he opened up another half a car. Yates did the same. He takes 3rd away. Bittinger back to 4th. Cooper now in 5th. Rundle still 6th. Then Tannehill, Loon, Hill, and Collins behind that. Here comes Yates and Tackman. Going to have to do some work to try to keep the 67 car in front of the 11. 11 cuts down early. He may have to drive down the backstretch, and Shane Yates may take over 2nd right here. Yates off the bottom takes the spot back from Tackman. Tackman now going to work to the inside in 1 and 2. Yates will keep it up wide on the shelf. Out of 2, does he have any drive? I think Tackman found something right through the middle right there. This battle for 2nd is going to get intense, but Cole Duggar is going to be the beneficiary of it because these guys are going to work on each other and not him. 1.1 seconds that time. Yates got around Tackman. Yates is 2nd, Tackman is 3rd. Here comes Cooper. Big slider, and he had to check it down pretty hard. He was going after Bittinger for 4th. Coming to 2 to go. Vertical flag shown from the flag stand. Duggar sees it first. Then Yates, then Tackman. Cooper now has 4th away, and he's all over Tackman right here. Bittinger now works to the inside again for Cooper. That's for 4th. Cooper along the top. Got a good run through the middle of 3 and 4. White flag in the air. Final lap for Cole Duggar. Yates closing in, but I think he's out of time. Here comes Cooper. Cooper's going to go to the bottom. Can he get a run down the backstretch? Good momentum. I just don't know if he's going to get it there. He's going to go for the slider anyway. Brings it up the hill. Tackman bumps him in the back. That opens it up for Bittinger. Duggar wins it. Yates is 2nd. Battle for 3rd at the line. Tackman finishes on your podium. They were 3 wide with Cooper up top and Bittinger on the bottom. So we'll get our top 3 around on the front stretch. Duggar and Yates have already brought them around and parked them. Duggar is there. Tackman. I think we might be waiting for Shane Yates. Remember, let's talk to Rick Tackman. Rick, you there?
Yep, I'm here.
Well, man, exciting finish. And you guys, from Heat 1 all the way through that feature, you guys made it pretty interesting. A lot of 3 and 4 wide, a little bit of contact. Tell us about the 67 car tonight and how you ended up on the podium.
Oh, man, feels good. That was definitely a workout. Cole Duggar, Shane Yates, all those guys, the whole top 5, top 7, really. They were all right there. It was great racing. Little rough at times, but nothing that got anybody really out of shape. Some awesome sliders. Top and bottom was working really good for both.
Yeah, looked like the track did a lot of changing too. You guys went out and worked it in between the B main and the feature, and we kind of got back to where it was in Heat 1, where 5-6 cars were all over each other, and nobody seemed to have a huge advantage. How tough is it to stay focused, knowing you're going to be 2, 3, sometimes even 4 wide, and you don't even know it till it's already happening?
Yeah, it's definitely. There's a lot of trust between the drivers to be able to do this. Most of us don't run mirrors, so it's a lot of sound and a lot of relying on, knowing that somebody's there and making sure that, if you're not at somebody's door clearly to give up the spot. And it makes for some good, interesting racing.
Well, an awesome run. We saw the new paint on the 67 machine. It looks like it's fairly lucky for you. We're going to get to see that more often now.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely hoping to keep bringing these podiums and maybe bring home a win this year.
Well, that'd be awesome. I'm sure you got a few shout-outs, some thank yous before we let you get out of here tonight.
Yeah, definitely. I got to thank Reed Rundell for the paint, R1 Graphics for some of the work, and my dad and my stepmom, Keegan Bush for helping me out a bunch and keeping me sane. So, and thank you for putting on the broadcast and being our speaker.
All right, man. Well, thank you for that. Congratulations on a great run tonight. We look forward to seeing you back next week.
Yeah, thank you.
Rick Tackman, your third place finisher. Let's move a little bit further forward here, and let's talk to Mr. Shane Yates. Shane, you there, buddy?
Yeah, I'm here.
Been a few minutes since we got to chat after one of these things, but hell of a battle tonight. You bring it home in second. Tell us about your run.
Yeah, I started, I think, sixth. Yeah, sixth or seventh. Might be in seventh. Yeah, it was seventh. Or might be in fifth. I can't remember. Anyway, I started on the bottom, man. I fell back to like eighth because the top was dominant. I was wanting to get up there, but I didn't want to cut nobody off, so I just stayed on the bottom. So I fell back pretty far, and then I finally made it to the top and started making some passes. And there's a few times I got some passes off and got put in a wall, but, that's just racing.
Well, the track looked like it changed, and I talked to Rick before about it. Trying to find grip out here, you just gotta take a chance sometimes, and sometimes when you do, you go backwards, but you'll learn from those. How do you gauge when you're going to take those chances?
I'll try different lines. If I feel like somebody's gaining on me, or if I'm leaving them, I'll stay in that line. But if somebody's gaining on me, I'll switch my line up. But yeah, the wall here is a big chance, man, because it's kind of bumpy up there. But you get speed off of it. You can make one mistake and go over though, and then you fall back about 5 or 6 cars.
All right, man. Well, still an awesome run. You got some shout-outs to give before we let you get out of here.
Yeah, my Team No Love, all them guys over there, and EPI for all the open setups when we run open setup classes. And thank Reed for letting me join and putting this on, and you for broadcasting, man.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us, Shane. Look forward to seeing you later this week, buddy.
All right, see you, bud.
Your second place finisher, Mr. Shane Yates, the Pilgrim Kentucky driver with a great run tonight. Let's get ready to talk to our winner, and I'm not really surprised that the 11 car came to the front. Had it not been for my impartiality tonight, I probably would have picked this driver, but because as the broadcaster I'm not allowed to do that, I get to talk to him on top of the podium regardless. Cole Duggar, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. Good to hear from you, Roger. I think this is the first time I've got to talk to you in this series.
In this series, yeah. We talked before in the old series a little bit, but tonight you're here on top of the podium, and like I said, had I had the opportunity, probably would have picked this 11 car because you are really good here, and the 11's always a strong machine. Tell us about the feature, man. It went through a lot of changes on the track, and how are you able to find enough grip to get out to the front and hang on to that thing?
Yeah, the track changed a lot, especially there middle early to race. You could kind of run both lines and getting down there on the bottom, it wasn't real consistent for a long time, but if you got down there for just a short period of time, just enough to get around a guy and move back up in front of him, you could kind of gain a spot or two. But other than that, if you tried staying down there, you're probably going to fall back. But if you got one position and moved up in front, you could kind of get it to work down there.
Yeah, it looked like a lot of side-by-side battles, 2-3 wide at times. Able to trust these guys enough to get in there and not be afraid to stick your nose in the middle. A lot of confidence comes with that. Does that make it easier to pick your way to the front?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the guys we're running with here, they're all super clean. And like you said, kind of when you got the two cars side by side and you got the third car kind of sneaking in the middle and the back there, you just kind of got to trust that that guy on the outside doesn't fall too far down the track. You know, if he's not having a lot of power, it's kind of easy for him to just naturally drift down the track. But it seems like everybody's been really aware, and that's a really good thing. And guy in the middle can kind of stick his nose in there, and as long as he keeps his nose down and guy on the bottom doesn't slide up too much, you're getting that 3-wide racing through the corners almost every lap.
Well, you end up coming home on top tonight, man, and that's got to do well. Hadn't had a win yet this year. You got quite a few races left. Are we going to see a string of top of the podium finishes maybe starting right here?
Well, one can only hope for sure. We go to a tight track next week. We kind of mix it up with the schedule this year. We go big track, tight track, kind of big track again. So we'll be at Lanier next week. And last week it was, or last time we were at Lanier, it was really tough to pass. And well, I guess except for Lane Snook, that guy was a monster at Lanier. So if he shows up next week, I don't care where he starts, he's probably going to find a way to the front. But yeah, the dust here on iRacing now, it makes it hard to see going through the corners if you're behind more than 5 people. So you really kind of got to pick and choose where you go, and it's really tough. But hopefully we can at least get top 3 again next week, and I can talk to you again.
So you're saying it looks pretty realistic from the driver's seat?
Yeah, it's pretty incredible.
All right, man, some shout-outs, some thank yous, and we'll let you celebrate a great victory tonight, buddy.
Yeah, the Jody Designs, KDC Photography, Bearded Tube Beard Oil, they help make this car really fast, and practice Sean and Scott a lot. And got to practice with my dad a little bit tonight, too. That helped out, and I'm fortunate he didn't get to come through the field as much, but hate to say it, but kind of proud of him, too, a little bit. And yeah, got to thank everybody over at Scrubber Dub. They help with the sponsorship, and BB Restoration and Repair as well. And thanks to Reed, helped put the league on.
All right, man. Well, thanks for chatting with us, and I look forward to seeing you back again next week, sir.
All right. Thanks for the broadcast, Roger.
Your winner tonight, St. Louis, Missouri's own Cole Duggar. Well, let's look at our final standings for the evening, the results. Duggar won it. Yates was second. Tackman was third. Then Cooper in fourth. Good run for Colby. Scott Benninger fought up front all night long. He comes home fifth tonight. Jarrett Tannehill in sixth. Reed Rundle seventh. Josh Loon was eighth. Jarrett Hill was ninth. Josh Jarrett Hill, was ninth. Sean Judson in 10th. Colt Collins in 11th. 12th to James Fletcher. Keegan Bush in 13th. 14th, Kip Duggar. Peter Brace in 15th. Dean Burnt was 16th. Terry Dahl 17th. Dean Wallach was 18th. Eric Van Winkle 19th. Drake Hodge was 20th. And Raymond Lyle rounded out the field. That is going to do it for us here tonight. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the show. Don't forget to check us out tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Eastern. Dirt Slingers, Monday Night Thunder. 360 wing sprint cars, I-55 Speedway, Peabody, Missouri. First time ever for the Dirt Slingers to travel to I-55. And then immediately upon finishing that, the 360 wingless sprint cars will go. That series has taken on a life and has some of the best drivers on the service in there battling it out in wingless sprint cars, and they do an amazing job. Be sure you don't miss that at 9:30. I will be back on the call for that. Dominic Santino will have the early call. And then Tuesday night, PRO Sidewinder Dirt Series right back here at Knoxville. Pro late models for those guys. I think that's the third round of that series, round number 6 overall. Be sure you tune in for that. Some great racers in that one. And then Wednesday night, General Tires Winter Nationals, presented by Tim Sims, powered by iRacing, hosted by the Dirt Slingers. Wednesday Night Warriors Big Block Modifieds. They will be back in action round number 9 for those guys. That will be the week of broadcasting this week, and then big week next week And we'll talk some more about that as the week goes on. But appreciate you guys tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the show, as always. For Dominic Santini, Zach Krieger, and myself right here at the Dirt Racing Network. Appreciate every time we see you. And until we do,